Everything does suck. Everything sucks. Every freaking thing sucks at first. And that's what I'm talking about here. Everything in life absolutely sucks at first. And before, even if you clicked on this video, you've probably felt like that a few times. Everybody has, you know, like when you start new things or whatever, and you know, you feel like, man, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm going to tell you right now, you could probably stop watching this if you're the kind of guy that gets their feelings hurt. And if you feel like that, like the whole world sucks and everything's against you, and you know, things are too hard to do, man, I can't do that, blah, 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 right? Everything sucks. Well, the truth is, it's a beauty that everything sucks. And let me tell you why it's good that everything sucks. So for instance, if we're talking about a YouTube channel, right? I only have like 52 subscribers. I put up like, I don't know, 15, 20 videos, right? But I understand that things are supposed to suck at first. I understand, and I'm gonna give you guys a story after this about a story of triumph, a story of victory, a story of climbing out of the grasp of death to climb to the top, like that crab in that boiling water, and claw his way out and survive, and then go buy his own crab shack. So the reason why everything sucks is because it's hard. Things are hard. Things that are worth doing are hard. A YouTube channel, I'm just going to use that as an example, but we're going to talk about other things too. There's millions of people trying to do what you're doing, and you're probably thinking to yourself, why would somebody want to listen to me? Oh, my content's not that good. You're probably right. It's probably not the best, you know, and that's one reason why you should keep doing it. You get better at it. Well, two, it's just when things are hard, most people give up, right? And that is a blessing when you're trying to do something. If it was easy, nobody would give up. It would be even harder to do because you have more competition. So the fact that 99% of people give up it just means that it makes it that much easier for you to shine to the top when things start popping off. Now, you don't have to be the most charismatic person like myself. You don't need to be, you know, extremely tall, 6'5". You don't need to be, you know, freaking dashingly good looking. You know, you don't need any of those things. Some people are just blessed with it. But there is millions and millions and millions and millions of people that are going onto YouTube and looking for someone that they relate to, right? And no matter how boring you are or goofy you look, sometimes it's a benefit. There's always people looking for somebody that's in the same situation as you or wants to hear about what you're talking about. And you're not trying to get 1 billion people. You're trying to get like 100,000 and you're set, right? So the fact that everybody gives up when things are hard is a blessing across the board in life. Anything that I've done in my life has been extremely hard. I'm talking about relationships. Your first relationship usually sucks. Your first job usually sucks. The first car you buy usually sucks. You got to work your way up to better things, right? You get in a relationship. You learn what you don't like. You realize how psycho she was and she keyed your car, you know, and you got to put a restraining order on her. These are things you got to learn. So as you go, you realize what you want. You get a better partner. You have kids with that partner, not the psycho. So in life, anything that's worth doing, it's very cliche to say, but it's freaking hard, man. Doing a YouTube channel is freaking hard, bro. I like, if you're the type of person that just gives up when things are hard, you're not going to make it at anything in life. I don't care what it is, right? But I guarantee you, if you stick to whatever you're doing, and it might take you longer than others, you might get lucky and do it quickly. But if your time horizon there's no cap on it, and you're just willing to do what you got to do, I promise you get there. You might not get there in the same route that you wanted to go. You might not get there at the level that you want to get there, but you're going to get there. And I'll give you a story, right? So growing up, very poor, didn't have any privilege. My parent, like I was homeless many times as a kid. My parents didn't have money, very loving, but they didn't have money. So I had to drop out of high school to start a business. I didn't have any extra privilege, right? And I think a lot of times that's kind of a blessing, right? When you have to learn that you have to do things or else you're going to eat. You're not going to eat, right? You're going to go hungry. So it's kind of been ingrained in me to just keep doing things. So my first career, we started an airbrush company, which did pretty well when I was young. And it took time we sucked at first. It took time to get better at that. Eventually started making money. Sold the business, not for a lot of money, pissed all the money away because I was a dumb young kid. Second thing I did, I jumped into music without any musical background. I wasn't a great musician. I rapped. I wasn't a great rapper. I sucked ass. But I kept at it for years and years. And it took me about 7 to 8 years to the point where I was making a good living, and then I was headlining shows. It took about 10 years. Now, you want to talk about hard, that is a hard industry to break into, especially without connections without any type of money to back you, it's the hardest thing in the world. Third thing I got into is crypto. Got into crypto, didn't know anything about it. Learned my way, met the right people, got into the industry. Sucked for 3 years. Broke as hell around a bunch of rich people. Sucks ass. Stuck to it, ended up making millions in that industry. And the reason I say these things is not to brag, it's to show you that there's been 3 different things that I didn't have any knowledge about, that I jumped into, that I did very well in. I'm not saying you're gonna do well at everything you jump into, but it's just showing that there was no privilege there. I didn't have any backing. I didn't have any connections on any of those industries. I built it up. Took a long time, you get there, right? So the way I look at this YouTube channel is the same thing. There's a reason I'm not posting this on my other social media platforms. I have social media platforms with like 20,000 people that I could easily be getting like 1,000 views, 5,000 views on some videos if I'm sharing it to my networks. I don't want to do that. I want this to be hard. I want to build an audience from the ground up, and I want to see how hard it is. And I'm seeing results. It's not the kind of results I'd love to see. I'd like to see a video run up to 100,000, views in a day. And eventually you'll hit that, right? As you get better. I probably suck. I'm probably not that good right now at it. And that's probably why it's not blowing up. But it's just one of those things, right? If you're the type of person that quits when things are tough, then you're not in the right line of work. You should go be a worker bee somewhere. Go do that 9 to 5 where you got everything handled and your bills are paid and you never kind of reach for those goals, or you never do anything with your, you have no ambition. Fine, dude, that's cool. You can live your life like that. But if you've ever looked at a video and said, I think I could do that. I think I could do that better than that guy. Why is that guy doing so well? I think we've all done that. You watch a video of somebody and you're like, why is this guy blowing up so big, right? He's not really that entertaining. I don't really see what the draw is. Let me tell you what the draw is. It's the same thing in music. I have friends that started out with the same time as me. They didn't do shit for like 10 years. I stopped doing music. They kept going. They're headlining tours all over the world now. And it took him 15 years. And now he's bigger, 10 times bigger than anything I ever did, right? And it was pure persistence. He got better, grew his network. Eventually those breaks start happening and things happen, right? So it's yeah, I don't know what this video really is. It's just saying, look, man, if you're scared of things that are hard, you're gonna be screwed in life, because everything that's worth anything is hard, and it's supposed to be. The minute you start embracing how hard things are and then you work harder at it, the reward is better. You realize that persistence in everything in life is the #1 thing, right? And that sun's just whacking me in the face right now. Yeah, so just stick to whatever it is that you're trying to go after. I mean, I'm doing it with this YouTube thing. Like, there's a lot of other things I could be doing, but I'm like, you know what? I like how hard this is. I like seeing that some days I get 5 views on a video, and cool. Let's, what am I doing wrong? Let's just keep putting stuff out. Let's see what I can lean into and people like. And the hard stuff is the good stuff in life, man, across the board. And it's always been that way. And I know from experience, everything that good ever happened in my life, it's because it was hard as hell at first. And then guess what? It gets easier. As you get more seasoned, as you've been in the game longer, as you build a better network, things become easy. And then by the time you're telling other people, because they want to get into it, they look at you and say, wow, that seems easy. It's because it is easy to you, because you've done all the hard work. For them, it's going to be hard as hell, right? So much love. Just something to think about today. If you're something you want to do in life, it doesn't always have to be financial. Maybe, you want to meet somebody, you're trying to get a girlfriend, you're trying to just further yourself spiritually, whatever it is, bro, it's supposed to be hard. If it's not hard, everybody would do it and you'd have no shot. So much love, guys. Like, subscribe, Digital Reset, baby.